Hello, my name is Sarah Natsuda and I'm a visual artist and small business owner. I have a small child, she is 18 months old at the moment, and I wanted to talk about working from home when you've got small children. So I have a few tips from having done this for a while now. My first tip is start the day right. So often first thing in the morning, after breakfast, I know you're wanting to get stuck into some work, but I tend to go out with my toddler, go to the park, do something really fun for her. A proper activity, not just like a quick walk. Do something that she's really going to use some energy up, get outside, get some fresh air, and put her in a good mood. Then usually I can come back and do some work. It sounds counterintuitive, as I said, but when you've got a small child, you've just got to work around them and their moods and make them feel like they're having a good day. And then hopefully you'll be able to get some work done while they play independently for a while after that. My next tip is to embrace the 15 minutes. So work in small chunks of time. Either work on tasks that are only short, that only take a short amount of time to get done while your child is awake, or just be prepared to stop and start. So when I'm working on an artwork, I will do something that either I can put it away quickly, maybe I'll just work with watercolor because it doesn't matter if the paint goes dry, it reactivates with water, so that's fine. Or if I am working on a major painting, then I will just quickly cover my paint when I have to stop. I'm set up in such a way that yes, it's messy, and yes, I would prefer to be able to concentrate, but I don't have too many materials out at a time. I've only got out what I really need, and I've made sure that they're out of reach of my toddler, so that if I get distracted by her or the phone rings or something else and I need to stop, I can quickly put it away, or at least put it out of reach for a few minutes and then realize, okay, I'm not going to get any more work done, and then come back 10 minutes later and pack everything up properly, but there's no risk of danger of her grabbing something that is unsafe, like a paintbrush, and walking around with it in her mouth or something. Embracing the 15 minutes is really key. Sometimes all you need to do is give your child a couple of minutes of your attention, and then you can go back and get a little bit more work done. So don't think just because you tried to start doing a task and you had to stop, that's it. They might be perfectly happy again in 10 minutes and you can keep going. So just when you really need to, stop, give them your dedicated time, read them a book, play a game with them, take them outside to the backyard for a few minutes, and then you might be able to come back and do a bit more work. And it's that stop and start of multitasking that you have to do, but it does work and you can get real work done. It's just a different kind of focus and a different way of strategizing. Another tip that really works well is, where possible, have workstations around the house in different areas depending on how big your house is. My house is fairly small apartment, but I have a desk set up in my child's nursery, a big desk, and I can actually work from there doing artwork or computer work. I also work in the dining room table. Sometimes I'm doing artwork there, or computer work again. If you don't have a lot of space, maybe you just work on the kitchen bench. You might even be able to go outside, but that depends on how old your child is and how safe it is. At the moment, I couldn't let my toddler walk around unsupervised in the garden. She would just run off into something dangerous. But if they're a little bit older, that you can at least take your laptop outside and and let them wander, that would be a great option. Changing the scene for your child is like changing activities. So we might start off in the nursery and she's got lots of toys in there and that's fun. And then I'm also lucky I do have an art studio in our basement and she loves going down there. She can jump around, it's quite a clear space, she can dance, and I'm not so worried about her making a mess. So I'm lucky to have that. But as I said, even just moving into the lounge room is a change of scene and can give a new energy. And you might have toys that are in specific rooms that you go, okay, let's come in here and play with these toys now. And then you get your work done. Another tip that goes along with that last one is that depending on your child's mood, you might need to change what you're doing, what task you're doing. So as I said, sometimes I'm working on artwork, sometimes I need to do computer work, marketing, emails, invoices, all that sort of thing. And depending on my child's mood, I change what I'm doing. So whenever I'm on the computer, my daughter doesn't particularly like it. She wants to touch the keys. So that is something that I try to avoid. Unless she's really happy playing independently, I will do something else. What my daughter does really like is when I'm moving around. She doesn't like me to just sit still. And I'm sure a lot of parents have found that their child is happy as long as you're moving around. So if you can do any tasks that you can be moving, maybe talking on a phone call, or if you really have to work on the computer, can you keep moving it around? So rather than just sitting at your desk, sit at your desk for 5 minutes, and then can you move your computer to the kitchen bench? Can you move it to another table? Just keep moving spots. I find that tends to help, rather than just sitting locked in one chair. My toddler hates that. And it also means they can't reach what you're trying to do and touch the keys if you keep moving and you move to different higher spots. They can't sort of climb up on your lap and try to get involved. Another tip may sound a little strange as well, but I think it helps because after all, this is all about working from home. Sometimes you need to, as I said, move around, but maybe you have to do all your work on the computer and it's just not going to work with the toddler there. So while they're there and they want to be involved with you and have your attention, is there something else you can do? Even if it's not work related, is there a task that you need to get done that day or that week that is more physical? Maybe it is some cleaning tasks or cooking, something like that you can do while they're there, while they want to be a part of what you're doing. And then when they are in a better mood or when they're asleep, then you can go back to your computer work. So you might, so basically forget the idea that from 9 to 5 I'm meant to be working. Maybe you have to have a chunk of your day cleaning, and then instead of cleaning on Saturday, maybe you're doing some computer work then. Or at 5 o'clock when you're meant to be clocking off, maybe you are doing your computer work later in the night when they are happy, but you got your cleaning done earlier. I do a lot of that. So I actually work 7 days, but I split up my time over the 7 days. I work for blocks of time, and that ends up being a normal work week. Something that helps me, because I am an artist, although I'm sure you could be creative and use it even if you're not in a field like that, is to let your child feel like they're being involved. So my daughter wants to draw when I'm drawing, and she is at that age where they're really into mark making. So I have some washable pens. You can get them from any supermarket or stationery shop. Just look for a little symbol that says they're actually washable, like machine washable, so you don't have to worry if they get it all over their clothes or anything like that. and I let her draw. So she wants to draw when I'm drawing. I get out the pens and she can draw. As I said, you might not be an artist, so you need to find creative ways. But you could be like, look, I'm writing. Do you want to do some writing? And a little 1-year-old can sort of do writing. Look, Mama's writing in her notebook, and your toddler can write in their notebook. Something like that. I would recommend, so that they feel like they're copying you, because that's a big part of what they want to do. Another big tip is really focus. When your toddler is asleep or playing independently, and by asleep I mean nap time, if they nap, or playing independently, then do your work. Don't go make a coffee, don't check your phone and messages, don't chat with your friend, just work. And then when your toddler is awake, then you can have your cup of coffee, then you can have lunch together. Absolutely take all your meals and all your breaks together. And it means sometimes I'm starving. I'm like, I really want to have lunch. My toddler's asleep. I'm hungry, but it's better to just wait for them. You can eat together. They'll enjoy it. They'll feel a part of it, and you get consolidated work done when you can. It's all about optimizing the time that you've got, and if you really can't handle that, maybe you can have a couple of small snacks right next to you that you can grab in your desk, like some nuts or something that you don't even have to walk to the fridge. Like that time, that walking to the fridge, that waiting for the kettle to boil, all that time is critical time when you've got a toddler and you're trying to get work done. So just minimize that when they don't need your full attention, so that you can get some work done. And another tip is, as I said, I do work across 7 days. And another thing that I do is I just embrace all hours. So, and you can do that when you work from home. Obviously, you don't want to go to extremes and become a crazy workaholic and not have any time for yourself. But sometimes getting up early and starting work really early works well. If they're in a great mood first thing in the morning, then try to get some emails done or something quick, some work done quickly while you can, rather than going, oh, I normally start work at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock or whatever. Just start as soon as you can. And as I said, maybe go late as well. And then you might have, in order to look after your toddler, you might have taken a big chunk of time off in the middle of the day to look after them. So be really, really flexible with the hours that you're working. I think that's all my tips. So I hope some of that helped for you. This is my first video. Pretty excited. I hope that you enjoyed, and please subscribe and share and leave any comments in the comments below. And let me know if you have any tips how you go working with small children.